I'm sorry, but we're constantly using Sundowns because Sundowns are a measuring stick at the moment. The benchmark. Sundowns has a lot of scouts. Yeah. They've got scouts in South America. They've got scouts almost in most countries in Africa. They're able to bring players. Now, you speak about scouting. Sometimes we don't even know about a player. And once you hear the name, you Google and you see like, hey, there's this type of player.
Yeah.
Whether you're talking Algeria or Bolivia or Argentina or wherever, they've got people that are scouting. Now, when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, because the question is, how many scouts does Kaizer Chiefs have and where are they? Are they mostly based, like Mzansi, that it's mostly a situation of if they're going to scout a player, it's scouting a player at MDC, which everybody can see on MDC. It's scouting a player in let's say all the other provinces, but that's not vast enough because as much as South Africa is a football country, but other countries as well are football countries, and where are the scouts?
I don't think it's a lack of scouts. Do you think Chiefs and Pirates have lack of scouts?
Let him answer. He knows why I'm asking him.
No,
he knows why I'm asking
in
him.
general, do you think that Chiefs and Pirates do have a lack of scouts?
Not compared to Sundowns.
But do you think that they have?
Yes, personally I do. That's why I'm asking him. You must check Sundowns, name. Sundowns, they are constantly the ones to bring players from South America. South America, the continent where not just us, let's say Sundowns or wherever, but even Europe goes to South America to scout players, your Neymars, your Messis. They're from there. They know that continent has top players, technically. You have countries like Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria. Look at Pepra for one. We didn't know about Pepra. Where's Pepra now? You are young tall.
Yeah.
You've got Senegal. All those places, the Mendy's, all of them. They come from those countries. So yes, we have a limit in terms of foreign quota players. Ne? But my question is, has Chiefs gone as far as going outside the country and scouted a player that we didn't know? That when they came here, we were like, that's a top player.
Yeah.
And nobody knew that player was there. Similar to, push aside Upepa. You guys got Mahango. Mahango was here.
Yeah, he's been here for years.
But do you think Pirates paid a lot of money for Mahango?
He was not playing when they bought him.
Exactly. Who wants put him on the stands?
He was not playing.
He won hand to the league. The next season, he put him on the stands. He wasn't playing.
Le striker le batho bana.
Utsuka manja.
No man, striker listen le. This striker that you got, man, this new striker from that. I'm sure Pepper is a defender.
No.
That's Pepper.
Oh, Pepper is a striker.
Unda is a defender.
Oh, Unda.
Top player. Top.
That's what I'm saying. Personally, I don't know anything about Unda.
Top. No one knew about him.
Nangu.
No one knew about him. Even Pepper, no one knew about him. It's just unfortunate. Who picked Ronaldo? He went to Vail and it's Mark, what's his name? Yeah, the one we got from loan on what was it, Senegal or somewhere there. Okay. He came for a season loan, but he didn't play because he had been injured for so long.
That's why I see the man.
Yeah, he had been injured. Simbizo picked Ronaldo. Just, I'll get that name. He hadn't played for so long, né?
But my leader, I just wanted to talk about this because I'm a scout and getting players from abroad and bringing them here. I think there should be a category, man. We don't just have to bring players, but they need to have represented their nations. I think that should be the level that we need to look at.
But you know what's I'm sure that model is being used at Barclays, where when you buy a foreign player, they need to have so many caps that they're playing for the national team and stuff. Yeah. But I think that's like high level, and
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. I mean, even Bafana itself can't even make it. They're not constantly at international tournament, so we can't say Wuti. We'll say no. We only want top
internationals
who are playing regularly for the national teams.
I think we can. I think we should.
But so far, look at this.
To avoid these YouTube stars.
No, but Buga Thulani, ne? Uterielba, Serino. Now, obviously, they are failed guys. Yabo? Jeremy Proki. You've got.
But
No, I'm sure Proki Super Sport.
Yeah.
Now you can add in, but there were players who came, and you wouldn't necessarily say they were consistently playing international. But when they came in, they did bring some positive stuff to Italy. Now Pepper's Kulmanga, Nonda, Yabo, who we saw they're not regular starters in their national teams. Yeah. But you can see the quality that's there, Yabo. And that's why we're saying, I think in widening the pool of players, rather than just focusing Lime Zanti, or maybe next door Botswana or Zimbabwe or wherever, literally widen the pool to say, if you are able to take a diamond in a country, like your Kamapilia, like your Ngele, or Uhoto, or Ubatibane, Ushaluli, Yabo, you can have those nice diamonds that you bring in that will spark the league. But the problem is, the scouts that we speak of is money. If you're going to have 100 scouts all over the place, you're paying them to be your scouts. Yabo? And that's why I'm asking, Guti, maybe I'm wrong. Do you think Kaizer Chiefs has a lot of scouts being deployed all over the continent to get you that rough diamond that you need to take to say, now you player nobody knows about, but they will do wonders in a system that you want to play?
But let's say they had those scouts. Do they have the system that they want to, the philosophy that they want to implement? Do those scouts have a clear mandate as to what kind of players does the club need? I don't think that's the case.
Yes.
Look at the kind of coaches we bring in. Different coaches, different kind of football that's been played. So I think for the scouts, even if they were there, it's not going to be easy for them. I think they need to start by building a solid system to say, this is what we want to do, this is how we want to play, and then the scouts will have an easier job to bring players.
100%.
Like, we'll go to Sundowns again. They have a clear system. A player comes in, knows exactly how am I going to contribute, what's expected of me. But now in other clubs, they come in, they still have to find their feet and still adjust. So I think, management. You talked about management. They need to really introspect and see, do we still contribute to this football club?
Molefe Ntseki, when's that?
I don't know. Yet. I don't know yet.
He's a technical director. What's that?
I won't lie, I don't know.
Because if we're honest, if we're honest with ourselves and our football, there's only 2 clubs that have a clear system, and 2 clubs that are actually working for that system and that can actually afford to have those scouts everywhere else, because it's Sundowns and it's Stellenbosch.
Yeah, they just brought another player from...
Okay,
yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
Those 2 clubs have a system. That's why they don't just fall off. You can clearly see their goals and what they're working with. Those guys go out the country, they get their players by Abuya, Bamfaigu system, Adlale, Abe their best player, and then probably sell. You won't find Balwela ma player no Sbanban. Sundowns my funny player Hambi Otenga, Tiwa Sundowns and 3 others. Balinde the best deal. They table an offer, you come or you don't come, but 90% of the time Sundowns gets their man. That's a clear system. System who they want. They don't should. It's only Twitter that says Mbule Chiefs came from Mbule. His agent says only Sundowns tabled an offer. So Tina, on Twitter we see it, but actually these clubs don't see it themselves while sitting. That's why these cutting of the corners are happening currently right now. Because there's someone that sees this. Actually, there's a whole community that sees this. What these teams need to do, where they need to improve. but they go on day-to-day activities like nothing happened. You can't tell me you didn't plan for January when you know the first half of the season you're not where you want to be. The Pirates does their signings after the season ends most of the time, ne? But to show you the lack of ambition, if we are born of it, you get petrol here, you don't wait until your car finishes the petrol. You first fill up, you look for a petrol station. We've seen this for years with you struggling. Goalkeeping department is struggling. We don't have a coach, I don't know how many months later on.
But I think it's okay. One thing about the Pirates is Pirates are we born. Umangala nje na 10 of my players signing. So in the coach, I would think that they are working on it, unless maybe the agreement was if you two are able to put Pirates at a certain position end of the season, then you guys will trust ukuthi nizoqhubeka ngale project. But if Nhlanhla, there is umuntu lo sim identified as a replacement in case ukuthi laba they're not doing what we expect them to do. Yabo? But ngiyakuzuthi with regards to having a set strategy, going back to Molefe Ntseki. Now we define a technical director. Ne? He's the guy who's supposed to be the one communicating with the coach. He's the link between the senior team, the junior team, and the signings. Him and Bobby should be like this when it comes to signing players. Let's say Bobby is not somebody who, yes, he comes from a family of football, but let's say Bobby is not the type of guy who has that in-depth of how much a player should cost. Molefe Ntseki is the one who's supposed to say, if a club says we want 10 million for this player, Molefe Ntseki should be the one to say, no, that's too excessive. Or that's the right amount for that quality player. Bobby, if Samfuna Lomutlo 10 type of thing. Bobby is the managing. As a technical director, he must be the.
There's Kaizer Junior too.
Yeah, so he must be the one to advise. He must be the one to advise to say we need to promote a certain player from MTC to senior team, because now I would assume he's the guy who knows what system Kaizer Chiefs should be playing. And the coach, the one who's employed, because coaches come and go. But his position is a long-term position. So he should be the one also to identify certain coaches who say, that coach will suit the system that we want to play. Wenza Molefe Ntseki, what he's doing, yabonakala to the fans, Molefe is actually active. Or is it Stuart Baxter, Molefe Ntseki?
It's supposed to be Molefe Ntseki, Stuart Baxter.
According to me.
That's how it's
according
supposed
to
be.
What his position is on his shirt. And then they act the opposite. But also coming to that, that's why I think there was we all growing up, we all knew the kind of player where Kaizer Chiefs would. We all knew kind of player where Pirates would. The Chiefs being on number 11 was growing up all the time. Was Wuti, that's their star. It's not number 10, it starts out with number 11.
Number 11.
There's some certain flair that comes with, even from the youth ranks, to Kaizer Chiefs under 15 or under 17. You could see that Wuti, it's what comes from, it's what Abu Pule is playing. It's what Abu Skara is playing. Ongobese or Thabo Moki. You could see it filter down. Pirates also. Upalashos had his little thing going, and it was going for the longest time. Abu Mukwena, Abu Tsofilagazi, Ukrol, Abu Makanya. Uyangithola 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, it's okay. There's something here, there's a structure here that falls, Abu Liremi, that falls into the first team. But something happened along those lines. Something happened along those lines where
Sundowns
but the thing is, Sundowns has always been there. Sundowns has always been there, but they weren't buying.
And
as much as they are
from
now,
Zola Mohobe, if you hear even the stories from Batu Shakwan, from Bozola Mahobe to the Chillers.
I forgot who to Pito stopped that. I
was about to say. Turning point,
Turning point was Pito. Turning coach you at that period, Pito, which we stopped Pito at that thing. Pito manager was buying for a position. He wasn't buying. But now Pito's system is literally what's keeping Sundowns free, cruise controlling.
But here's a perspective. Here's a perspective, and then you'll tell me how you see it. Ne? When Pito came on board, ne? Now he made a lot of signings. Usainu Ngele, Wasanu Piliat, Wasanu Tole, Wasanu Zungu. He brought back Umabunda. Kekana was already there. Teko was already there. He signed Umurena. He signed. He brought Onyango back. He signed Umweni. He had a lot of signings for Pito. Mind you, remember, at some point, people were accusing Pito of ruining competition. And it got to a point in his structure that he didn't need to go buy 10 players or whatever. Because now I said no Pito, he had players who failed under him that he bought and didn't make it. But he got to a point where his team was stabilized.
His core.
That he needed just one or two signings. Is it then not unfair to say, because maybe is it more of an ego thing from the three wise men? We don't want our success to be linked to Pito, to say that's Pito's team. So we're trying to, and you can see it. I mean, the biggest one was Uksusu Keka.
That one,
he kept 10, and then he had no part to play.
That one started
that season, Pito, that was the last one.
That was the last. It started long ago.
Since then, Bam isolate. Langaman, Bam keep. Ula Keys is the number one left back. Baham Batenga no. Batenga Mutao. Ukompita no. More. Esiswini vele sisusashintsha vele. Ukhotsiye ubugui. Okay, uchali ufostile vele. Ukuthi nyalo mina yimi. You fight le yabo. Uzwani na, you can say uzwani na aksum. Uyayibona. So but no shalulilo, so you can see Sirino now umuntu na is on the outside. Unanu Neo Mayema, unabo. So would you say Uguti now, but they're trying to do this thing of having their own team, and they're going to get to a point where they're stabilized that they don't need to make 10 signings.
They don't let them go. They get the quality. They do not let them go. The players they let go, Kekana is a hurt man. Langaman is a hurt. He's only got 2 seasons at max.
Yes.
If you have Serino on the bench at 28, 29, how many games has he played this season?
And he's still a top player.
Unless he says he's not interested anymore. He's a footballer, that boy. But if you can afford to put that guy on the bench and buy players that replace him on substitute on the bench, let him go.
But what happened to let's look at how transfers are normally working. What happened to players forcing a move? Let's say, for instance, let's say Sundowns in this situation. It's a prison for these players. Sundowns says, no, this is our breaking amount. But what happened to players, like we say, team approaches Serino, Kaizer Chiefs approaches Serino. Do you want to come on board? I'm interested. Then they go. They initiate the talks in the Sundowns to say we want Serino. Sundowns plays hardball. We don't want to give Kaizer Chiefs our quality play, even though he's on the bench. He's not in our plans. But we don't want to give our direct competition
they don't give
quality play.
Supersport do that all the time.
But then what happens to a player forcing a move in downing the tools?
The last time that happened, Utau. And it's always Sundowns where players have to force their moves.
I think
Nagusirino, there was a point where he was uninterested.
But they should do that then.
But the thing is now,
remember,
it's
not even, that's why I'm saying it's not even uncommon. They do that even internationally. Where players down tools. Because they want to force the club to say, sell me now.
But you see with Serino, I can kind of figure out why. He's not from here. Ulethwe is Sundowns here. So basically, in his mind, could be, could not be. I don't want to go back there. Forcing this, yes, with the blacklist. There was a rumor which players get blacklisted.
Kanjani?
No one wants to touch you. George Libesi.
But okay, you wait a minute.
George
As
Libesi.
kubeke nge-blacklist.
Yeah.
Blacklist. You telling me when I'm upobi, usirino bat bambegu blacklist yomiyak.
No, it doesn't even go like that.
No,
Yomtata.
Ulibisi.
But Ulibisi is a
literally.
different. Ulibisi. Even look, ne. I mean, I'm not defending Ntuli.
Yeah.
Ulibisi's career hasn't been even at Chiefs when he left. He wasn't a regular player at Kaizer Chiefs when he left. He wasn't in the starting line. Ulibisi, the last time he was integral in the Kaizer Chiefs setup was during was it during Okompelo or was it during
no, he stopped playing under Kompelo.
under Okompelo? You get what I mean? So Ulibisi wasn't so much that player where you look to and say, if anything, Libisi going to Sundowns was more of a sentimental thing. He's from Mamelodi, they signed him.
That's what he said.
That type of thing.
Like, Joe initially, the blacklisting thing, like I mentioned, Ulibisi is from here. He went US, COVID messed up his job.
As COVID.
It was COVID. As Kippy Shaw, but at least they used COVID as an excuse not to bring him back. But that's fine. He
wasn't even playing for MLS.
Yeah.
He was playing for the second division.
That's fine.
He's not a hardworking player.
Exactly.
He's talented.
He's talented, but we have Villa.
Zangi na ngayibona mina iplay idlala ngitshela coach ukuthi mayisaphi.
We haven't nobody in Tombia. You wanted to go see his girlfriend. I mean, to Jimmy
He's tired, coach.
Some players don't want to be substituted.
Hey.
Like about Ronaldo.
Even though
I fight, I want to play.
And uyambona ukhathele, mara ufuna ukudlala.
Why? Because once ufaka omunye umuntu ngizobuya na next time.
Yeah, boy. No, the point I'm making about blacklisting.
It brings a certain energy.
Yeah.
Inside the
Yeah. No matter what the side shows are, ne? But he was blacklisted literally from being signed. Iswalo's Beiti Amtat.
I remember.
Yeah, Beiti Amtat is Swallow showcase.
I think Marumo Galans at some point. He trained.
You understand
there,
what trainer that?
Yeah.
Babachela at the 11th hour with you. We're not going to take this guy. Why?
No,
it's not for football.
But guys, I think we're taking away too much. That's what I mean. I'm asking the question in this way. Do you think, as a Marumo Gallants, a team like Marumo Gallants will say no to a player that they see who's trialing with them? Good A, but no, sign up because we could blacklist. No, it can't be.
They won't say it.
I'm sign up because he's a quality player. But let's leave it at that.
They won't say it, Ganjani.
Oh, look. You heard what they said. Please do comment on what we spoke about. You heard the story about Kaizer Chiefs, about their transfer dealings. Are they doing enough? Is it because Sundowns or agents are pulling a fast one on Kaizer Chiefs? The Pirates now, okay, for now, transfer market, the Pirates, we'll just keep it down for now because they are more of a
sponsorship team.
So, but you heard it from Isowetu. They said what they said. Comment, tell us your view on what we discussed, and we want it brutal, as raw as possible. We are Football Stalkers. You can find us on all the social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube. Please subscribe and like, share. You can find us on Facebook. Same thing. You can find us on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, I think I think you must see it again. Please do the same thing. Follow him on Twitter. Engage with him. Nhlanhla and Thulani, same thing. You can find him. You can see his handle. Share with him. Guys, share, retweet, comment, do zonke bonke. It's the Monster Tactician, Kaizer Irvin, signing out for the very first time in the 2022 year. As you can see, we are at Baka. ne re jatsa go teng guys, ne re notla go teng.
Sibonge.
Signing out. Peace.
Awe.